Paulette Graf has been meditating for more than 30 years in the Buddhist traditions of Zen, Vipassyana, and Shambhala. She offers classes in mindfulness-based stress reduction in the New York City area. In this segment, we'll be learning the meditation practice of body scanning. Welcome.
Thank you.
It's nice to have you here.
Great to be here.
So we're going to be talking about body scanning.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit, generally what that is?
Well, body scan is a way of actually going through each region of the body and paying close attention, being present with each part of that region before moving on to the next. And then as we go through each part of the body, we come to a point where we then join all of those places and regions together. And so therefore what we're doing is creating a sense of coherence between body and mind. That's the basic definition among others. So what we can do is actually find different ways and opportunities to do this, to create a situation of allowing ourselves in the moment to actually work with ourselves so that what we're developing is a mindful way of being.
So where this particular body practice that we're going to be doing, I think that a lot of traditions have a body scanning practice, if I'm not mistaken. But this one in particular, where does that one come from?
Well, this one that I'll be doing today is based on the model that has been created in the Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction, MBSR, tradition at this point, actually created by Jon Kabat-Zinn, who developed mindfulness-based stress reduction.
And can you tell me a little bit more about that, a little bit more about the mindfulness-based stress reduction? So it was created by Jon Kabat-Zinn, and he is affiliated.
He's the founder.
Oh, he's the founder.
And he's actually the founder of the Center for Mindfulness at the University of Massachusetts Medical Center in Worcester, Massachusetts, which is actually the place where all of this study and development of mindfulness-based stress reduction comes out of.
And is he, sorry again, the structure of the mindfulness-based stress reduction program, this is just one practice in that, I believe, is that correct?
Yes.
And so to do this body scanning, can you sort of just give us a little bit of an overview of the body scan? Not the thought behind it, but the practice of it.
Oh, so you'd like me to
We
do
won't
the
start
body
it right
scan?
now, but just tell me, what is that?
Putting our attention on each region of the body, and staying with that section of the body fully in the present moment, and then moving on to the next one. We do this with our breath as well. We bring ourselves into this section of the body by placing our breath into the section as well, breathing in and breathing out, and really focusing on whatever kind of sensation we feel in that place at that time. And that actually is a very non-judgmental experience, if we can relate to that, by not trying to manufacture some kind of sensation. If we don't feel anything there at the moment, then that's fine as it is. So even in this practice, it's very similar to the sitting meditation, breath meditation practice as well, in that the idea is actually being with things as they are and not trying to change it or wiggle your toes if you're focusing on your toes so that you can feel something. Just being with whatever sensation you feel in that place, and then moving on to the next and the next and throughout the whole body until you come to the point where you bring the whole thing together. So it's an integration of body and mind, synchronization of body and mind.
I'd like to try it. Can we try it?
Sure.
So we'll do it for like a 5 or 10 minutes or something, and
Okay.
and you'll guide me. How's
All
that
right.
sound?
Yes.
Sound good?
Okay.
So, okay. So today we're going to be sitting in chairs, but I think that normally, is it okay to sit in a chair, or should we be lying down, or if we were at home?
If you're at home, the preferred way would be to be lying down.
Okay.
Or if you were in another situation, a class or some other situation where you could lie down on a mat or something, and then what you would do, especially if you're lying down, is to make sure that you're warm, that you have a cover or a jacket, or if you're in a cold room, maybe even doing it in a sleeping bag, because you don't want to be cold during this. And so that's actually a very ideal way to do it, but we're not always in that ideal situation. And actually, I had done it for quite some time when I was learning to do it, and I had the distinct experience of falling asleep during the body scan, which often people have. And so what I finally did is I started doing it sitting, so that I could really experience the whole thing, and then went back to lying down. And interestingly enough, after I did that, I didn't fall asleep so much lying down. But again, if you do find yourself sleepy out there, then that's also something that we don't want to be judgmental about, whatever the situation is. But then what we like to do is really pull ourselves into an awakeness, an awake quality. You know, as Jon calls it, Jon Kabat-Zinn, falling awake. But here we are, we have a chair, and we have a chance to do it in a chair. So we take an erect, you already are, it seems to me, but we can just check and make sure that our posture is erect. Whenever we do any kind of sitting meditation, we want a sense of erectness, erect spine, gently, not rigid, but just a soft erectness. And then checking that our sits bones are evenly placed in our cushion on our chair, so that we get this sense of balance. You can do this with your eyes open or closed, whichever you feel is good for you. At least it's nice to start out with your eyes closed, and then if you do find yourself getting sleepy, you could open them, or otherwise keep them closed, just because this is a very internal, external situation, and it's nice to internalize going deeply.
Okay. Should we start?
Sure.
Okay.
So also your feet are evenly placed flat on the floor or the rug. And since we're mentioning our feet, the first place to concentrate on are the toes of our left foot. The big toe, the little toe, the toes in between. Breathing in and breathing out, our attention on the toes. Noticing any sensation that you may or may not feel there. Just keeping your attention on that area. Not trying to change anything about it, just noticing whatever kinds of sensation you feel there. And then, in the mind's eye, as you breathe out, just allow this area, region, to dissolve. And move your attention to the rest of the left foot. The heel, the bottom, the top, the ankle, all the rest of the foot there. And pay once again attention to whatever you feel there. any kind of sensation you feel in any part of the foot, simply notice it, feel it, without any judging, not wondering why you don't feel something somewhere, just being present with whatever it is there that you feel. Breathing. And then breathing out, allow that area to dissolve as well. And then move your attention, allowing your attention to travel up the left side of the body throughout the leg, the lower leg, the knee, the thigh, within the lower leg, the calf muscle, the shin bone. Just allowing your attention to encompass the entire left leg. Noticing and feeling any sensation you may or may not feel in any part of the left leg. And now, with your next out-breath, allow your attention to dissolve from that area and move your attention now to the right foot, the toes of the right foot, the big toe, the little toe, the toes in between. What do you feel there or not? Remembering to breathe. Breathing into it, breathing out. And on the out-breath, now allowing that region to dissolve in your mind's eye, transferring your attention to the rest of the right foot, the bottom, the top, the ankle, the heel, and noticing any sensation you may or may not feel there. Feeling it with the breath. And now, in your mind's eye, allow the foot to simply dissolve within your attention as you move your attention now to the right leg, beginning with the lower right leg, the shin bone, the calf muscle, and all that connects them, leading into the knee and the thigh of the right leg. Allowing yourself to feel any sensation that you may feel there within the lower or upper part of the right leg. And remembering if there's any part that you encounter that you don't really feel anything, that's fine as well. Simply being as we are. And bringing your attention now to the belly, on the top part of the body, above that pelvic area, the belly. You could even place one of your hands on top of the belly for a moment if you like. And feel the belly rising and falling as it does so naturally. Paying attention, noticing any sensation that you may or may not feel there. The natural rising and falling, not trying to change anything about it. And then, again, simply let go in there and move your attention, and you can let your hand relax now. Move your attention now again to the back, to the spine, erect as it is now. Moving your attention through the spine as it moves from the lower back, that pelvic area, sacrum, up through the middle back and the upper back, the vertebrae, musculature, noticing anything that you feel there in any part of the spine as it connects to the rest of the upper back, the rest of the body, as it even extends right up into the base of the neck. Breathing, being present with things just as they are. And now, on the out-breath, allow yourself to just let go from that area, moving your attention back to the upper part of the upper area, the diaphragm, the ribs, rib cage, feeling the breath, and in fact, that whole area of the heart and the oxygenation that takes place there, sending the blood throughout the body, anything that you can connect with there, being present with it, things simply as they are, breathing, noticing any sensation you may or may not feel. And then, on the out-breath, the next out-breath, simply letting go there and moving your attention into the shoulders, down into the shoulder blades, and back up through the tops of the shoulders, a place we carry a lot of tension. And also down through both arms, the upper arms, forearms, wrists, hands, fingers. Noticing and feeling any sensations that you feel in the shoulders, arms and hands. Breathing. And now in the mind's eye, simply let that area dissolve as well. And move the attention now into the neck, the throat, the back of the neck, and then into the jaw, moving into the face, the jaw, the chin, and paying attention to any sensation you may or may not feel there. Simply being as you are. And now in the mind's eye, letting that go as well on the breath. And moving your attention into the sides of the face and in the front around the mouth, inside of the mouth, outside of the mouth, cheeks, and back into the ear area, the ears. Noticing whatever you may or may not feel there. Simply feeling it. Breathing. And then, in the mind's eye, simply allowing yourself on the out-breath to let that area dissolve. As you move your attention into the nose, the eyes, between the eyes, the temples, and the forehead. And then moving around into the sides towards the back. Keeping your attention there. Feeling any sensation you may feel there. Breathing through the nose, the nostrils. Feeling the eyes blink. Any sensation you may feel around there. And then in the mind's eye, let that area dissolve as you bring your attention to the top of the head and the upper side areas blending into the top. Feeling whatever you may feel there. And then simply let go in there. And then use your imagination, imagining or visualizing that there is a little soft spot at the top towards the back of the head. A little soft spot about the size of a quarter. And allow yourself to visualize that you are just sending fresh breath right from that very top spot, all the way down through the body, sweeping through the body and out through the bottoms of your feet. And then, on the breath, back, up through the feet, all the way through the body, and out through the top of the head, bringing everything together again. And that's it.
Nice. So I noticed that we went from the bottom to the top. Is there a reason? Does it matter?
You know, it doesn't really matter. I think there might be various opinions on that, but I've heard of it being done both ways, either way.
So we only had a little bit of a sample here. If I was to do this at home, once I hit the top, would I go back? Do I just do it the once, or would I?
You just do it the once, it's fine.
You just do it the once.
The once down and once back up.
And that's it.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do people do this as like a regular practice, or is it really
Yes.
just sort of a supplemental?
It depends. I mean, some people do it occasionally, but if you're doing the 8-week program and you're really pursuing a path of really integrating mindfulness, it's, and you're doing the program, say, at the Center for Mindfulness, they do it every day, and they do the longer version, for 45 minutes. You know, this has been shortened for our purposes here in the studio today, and sometimes that's necessary to do that in our lives, our busy lives doing these things, do it this way. But actually, Jon Kabat-Zinn is a big advocate of doing it for 45 minutes. But even on the regular 8-week program, it's not always done that long. It just depends on the situation, really.
Okay, great. Well, that's pretty much this segment. So